everybody. So today we are going to do a no-sew ring sling finish, which is one of my favorite finishes to use, especially when we're having wet weather like this and you don't want your wrap dragging in the parking lot, because using a ring finish allows you to use a size shorter, or sometimes even 1.5 to 2 sizes shorter than you would usually use for a carry, because you don't need all that length for knot tying. So I am doing a semi-double hammock, which has one short tail coming over your shoulder. And when you're doing a no-sew ring sling finish, you do want it to be a relatively short tail. You want to have at least 6 inches or so that's going to be through the rings, just for security there. You can have a little bit more, but all of this is going to get folded underneath, so you don't want to have tails down to your knees. It makes it easier if the tail is a little bit shorter. So my baby is taking a nap right now, so he's not back there, but that's okay. We don't really need him to show this finish. So we've got one short tail coming over our shoulder and one longer tail coming around the side here. We're going to work with the short tail here first. And this finish does work with any carry like this, where you have a tail coming over the shoulder and a tail coming around the side, or even if you're doing a torso carry and you have both tails, coming around the side here, you could easily do a no-sew ring sling finish right here in the middle. You can do this with front carries, like front reinforced torso sling or semi-front wrap cross carry. Anything like that is very helpful and useful to have in your arsenal for our wrapping. So we're going to get our rings. I'm using just large rings here, which you would usually use for any no-sew ring sling. If you have a particularly thick wrap, you might want the new extra large rings that Sling Rings has, or if you have a very, very thin or narrow wrap, you might want medium rings, but I like to use large rings. They're good all-purpose rings. So we're going to take our short tail, we're going to put the tail through both rings, and then I'm going to flip this over so you can see what's happening on the inside. Once you have the tail through both rings, you're going to take it back through. It's going to go over this first ring and under the second ring. Get that whole tail through there. So it's going to look like this on the inside and this on the outside. We're going to take our rings and pull them up to where you want them to be, which will be pretty close to your shoulder. You want them at corsage level for your own comfort, just like you would on a regular ring sling. And then we're going to take this bit of tail and we're going to fold it back under and then spread this one out here on the top. Whew. Very nice. Okay, so now that we've got that part done, this is what your rings are going to look like. If you flipped it and they look like this, that's totally okay. You just want to flip this top ring down. If you try to thread the bottom like this, it's going to be very difficult to adjust and just not very comfortable. So we'll go ahead and flip that top ring down. So it's going to look just like a regular ring sling. There's no ring right here or anything. Hold that nice and tight. Grab your other side, and I like to do a bit more strand by strand tightening here, just pulling this out to the side, making sure it's nice and comfy. Spread this out a little bit, and then we're going to take our tail and do just like a regular ring sling. You're going to pull it up through both rings. There we go. You can see it's through both rings there. And then we're going to take it back over the top ring and under the bottom ring here. Spread it out a little bit. Do a little strand by strand tightening in the rings. There we go. And that is it. You have a nice, tight, comfy, secure carry. And just one more thing to add to your wrapping repertoire. Thanks for watching.